Hi friends, divine beings of YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is Allie Tarot 108. Today I am doing a viewer request. It's kind of a funny funny request, but now multiple people have requested it. If you've clicked the video, you know who it is, you know what it's about. It is about the relationship between Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson, two former members of the group One Direction. I've been asked to do a reading on them, their relationship, and now coming into this request, I didn't know too much about it. I did a little bit of research just to get, a little bit of background information about this situation, but you know, what we're doing today, what we're reading on, has nothing to do with my opinion or my thoughts. We're reading the cards and we're reading the truth and we're reading the things that Spirit is sending to us. Now, I did already get a few little messages about things regarding these two lads, these two guys. But yeah, we are going to do the regular format for celebrity readings that I do. So I do the first line is past, second line is present, and third line is future. So when the cards come up, I often do get like messages as well, like whispers in my ear, visions, that sort of thing. So yeah, we are going to look at the relationship between these two celebrities. So I suppose let's just begin. We are going to use one indicator card, a secondary card for a little bit more information, and then we're going to look in the tarot. So without further ado, hold on to your hats. Let's see what is the truth about this situation, friends. So looking at the past, okay, we have a card that jumped out. Energy protection. Number 18. I have the power to protect my energy and maintain a positive attitude. No one can destroy my inner peace. Interesting. What's that all about? So we are looking at the past now. I feel like with the past, I feel like this situation, get a feeling, is kind of like there is a big past element to this, because we know that, One Direction and all of their life in the public eye was pretty much in the past, together, because they're not together as a group anymore. So there's a big element of the past going on here. With energy protection, I do get a message about this, like about especially being minors when they were in the public eye so largely, so hugely, and I feel like they had a lot of people around them, not only protecting them because they were celebrities, but I feel some energy around them, like having to protect themselves emotionally and their like mentally and their psyche and everything, because they were so young. And I get a message right now about both of their parents, about Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson's parents and guardians and other people around them, really wanting to protect them from the dark world of show business. And I get a message, especially I feel it's coming up for Harry Styles, about his family, especially his mother, I feel, being very happy for his fame and just being like, oh, I always knew he'd amount to greater things. And now I do get a message for somehow about Harry Styles that like he may have some connections through his family or something like that with some people in show business or something like that. So I feel like it's really no chance that he became so famous and that he's still so famous. I get that feeling like he has connections somehow through his parents or through someone in his family, especially. I get that feeling. With Louis Tomlinson, I get this feeling about him, like he didn't have those great connections, but for whatever reason, I get the message about him, like he was very talented when he was young as well. Like he could have been in a local music academy or dance academy or something like, or even acting academy, wherever he grew up. And I get the feeling like potentially he was actually scouted Now we know that they met on that Simon Cowell TV show. I'm not sorry, I don't remember. Was it X Factor or was it um, Idol or no? In the UK, it's X Factor. Yeah. So I suppose it was X Factor that they met on, or was it Britain's Got Talent? I suppose it was X Factor. Yeah, I get that feeling like it wasn't just a setup that the band got together. Um, I get the feeling like those boys were pretty much scouted or brought together. It wasn't just that they came and they auditioned. I feel like they were they were found by someone um, who worked in the industry, and they had this idea to like put a boy band together or something like that. But yeah, anyway, we're looking at the relationship between these two, specifically between Harry and Louis. And with that energy protection, I get the feeling, okay, oh my goodness, guys. So the message is coming up like we're protecting each other, because I feel like with that industry they were getting into, they were so young. They didn't have those firm kind of protective people around them at all times, meaning their parents or trusted protective adults. I get the feeling like there were many people around them trying to exploit them, trying to tell them what to do. And like that, Harry and Louis found allies in each other against that exploitive industry. I feel like all of those young guys, the five members of the band, they were trying to support each other, but I feel especially for some reason Harry and Louis were really like allies together, like brothers in a way, protecting each other. Like, I'm here for you, I protect you. And I get a message as well that the executives in the industry or the higher forces above them didn't like that. We don't like, we didn't, this is what I'm hearing, we don't like that you are independent or you're together. It gives you too much power in this situation. It makes you stand out amongst the other members of the group, and it makes it seem like you're breaking off or distant from the rest of the group or from what we're doing with the group. And I get a message like, we just want you to be members of the group. We don't want you to have any more power than what we allow you to have. So I get the feeling like their relationship in the public eye was too powerful for the people, for the, like, I get this message about overlords, for their overlords who were trying to, who were trying to manipulate them or take them away from. There's a lot of like energy around needing protection here. And by the way, with the dream catcher, I get a message coming up like, we have dreams. We both have dreams. And I get a message like from both of them, from Louis and from Harry, like, we both have dreams to be bigger than this, to be better than this, better than One Direction. So I do get this feeling of like independence from them. Like, we want to do more than just what is in this group and what they are allowing us to do. Okay, let's take the next card. Karma cards. Asking about the past relationship of Harry and Louis. Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson. What do we need to know? What is the truth about this? This one is coming up. Scorpio. Things are hidden. So it's spiritual, mental, physical. Spiritual. The extraordinary power of a prayer. Mental. The highest and lowest aspects. Oh my god. Physical. Control the situation. Are you seeing this, guys? What the hell? Oh my god. I'm a little bit shaking right now, you guys, because I get this feeling now. It often comes up with celebrities about this kind of hidden and dark energy surrounding them and controlling them. If you haven't seen my Deutsche reading that I just did like a couple weeks ago for Deutsche, love her. Check out that reading because, gosh, guys, you know, in the celebrity culture and celebrity world, there are these heavy, heavy, like dark energies going on. And so, oh my goodness, guys, with the extraordinary power of a prayer, I get a vision right now, guys, of in that time when they were becoming very famous around 2010, 2011, 2012, whatever. I see those two young guys, Harry and Liam, like coming together and just bonding together and banding together and being like, I've only got you, man. I've only got you, man. They're trying to rip us apart. And I don't mean the two guys, I mean, they're trying to. I see these two young men, they may have been teenagers at the time. I see these two young guys, and Louis. Harry and Louis. Sorry if I ever say Liam, I mean Louis. Harry and Louis. I see them coming together um, in a private place. It can be at one of their homes or maybe at home together. Potentially they were living together. I see them together being like, okay, let's talk about this. Is your phone off? Okay. Are there any cameras in the room? No. Is this room wired? You know, I feel them like having these secrets and being like, we need to stick together and stay together, and we need to have these secret signals between each other. I feel like they may have had some code thing, you know, like Morse code where you like hit the dots and it's like beep 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 beep. I get this kind of message about certain things like that I feel like they had a kind of sign language between each other somehow. Like, because I feel them really caring for each other in an emotional way. Now I'm sure you're coming to this reading because you want to know, right, if they were in a relationship or not. We're gonna get to that more in the cards, I feel, but the highest and lowest aspects on the mental plane, like I feel like with that whole fame journey and being controlled, I feel them being very, very controlled by these overlords and them wanting to support each other emotionally. And that's that whole power of prayer energy, like them trying to kind of even communicate telepathically or secretly between each other. Interesting. And I get a message right now that I feel them being close to each other very much out of anxiety, out of fear for these people around. You know, like when dogs are in an abusive home or something, and there are a few dogs, like those dogs will go in the corner and just group together in fear. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, guys. This is what's coming up in the situation. That's Scorpio energy. Like, there are people around us who can take us down and who want us to just be a robot for them. Because if we don't, there will be consequences. And oh my goodness, guys, I get a message right now, which is like, it was so hard for them to go away. I feel like with the contract they had and everything, they kind of sold their soul. And they didn't have any freedom or power to even walk away from this whole group and this whole situation. Physical, control the situation. With the relationship between Harry and Lou, I feel like their situation was being very controlled, and there's a lot of secret and dark forces around in that. Let's look at the tarot now for the past of this situation. What do we need to know about Harry and Louis. And also we want to know specifically, were they in a romantic relationship ever? Seven of Cups. Well, guys, if you know about number seven, it's the house of Libra. It's the seventh house in astrology. It is the house of partnership, of marriage, of relationship, and what more can I say? Let's take more cards. The Hierophant, reverse. Interesting. You see you have like two children in front of this big figure, and the Hierophant is always a card which is like about a respected person. It actually means like a religious leader, but it can mean any kind of leader. But you see here it's in reverse. So I really do get this feeling from this card about like Harry and Louis being the two children here, and this Hierophant in reverse being like a nega positive figure, you know, like the opposite of a positive figure, like. But at the same time, I get this feeling and message from this card where it's like they have to stay with this person. You know the tale of Hansel and Gretel, where Hansel and Gretel, they come to the witch's house and the witch feeds them, but keeps them locked up, keeps them in a cage, forces them to work just to fatten them up and eat them and cook them. I get that feeling from this card where it's like we're together against the witch. We need the witch in a way because she's protecting us from the outside world, but she herself is also evil. So what are we going to do? Like, you know, we have to band together and be together and eventually escape. What else comes up? Nine of Swords. You see this Nine of Swords card is like the girl here, she tries to shelter herself from the bees and from the dark energies around. There's a lot of purple and blue coming up here in these cards, and it's like I get that energy that it's there in a way was a lot of things that weren't being allowed to be said, like. And also I get this feeling of like lack of freedom completely, like lack of creativity, like I feel like things were created for them and they had no right or no chance to say no. Okay, Nine of Swords. What else? Strength. Interesting, because we are looking at their past. Nine of Cups. Interesting, a lot of nines coming up here, as well as an infinity symbol. Last one, King of Cups. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now that when I like read psychically and I looked at the picture of these two young guys together, Louis and Harry, I got a message coming up which said, we kissed. Which said, we kissed. And I get a message like, I do feel at some point in the past that yes, they were having some type of relationship. Especially with Seven of Cups coming up here, and with Nine of Swords here and Nine of Cups here. The number 9 in astrology specifically can be significant of relationships with a male. Okay, for now, normally in astrology, traditionally, like it's talked about that the house of the husband is the 9th house. As well as the 7th house. So we have 7 and 9 coming up here. So, you know, Swords is that energy of the mental plane. And we see here that figure, she's got like all these bees buzzing around her. And all of these things. And I get the message here where it's like about voices. about like these bees in a way. It's like it's the thing that stings you, you know, the thing that's coming at you, you know. You feel the fly around you and you just want it to swat away, but no, more flies come and they keep swarming around you. So I feel like this relationship was very much unaccepted and disliked, and I feel they were very close together, and I get this feeling mostly of it just being really like puppy love. If you know what I mean by puppy love, it's like that kind of teenage love, you know? Like it's a crush and you just want to be with that person and just hold them in a way. So with the bees buzzing around, I feel like there were many, many people who were not accepting this. And it's like, I feel this being them and these bees coming as like the voices of these overlords who are over them. And with the swords energy, it's like suppressing their thoughts, suppressing their free will essentially, because your thoughts are part of your free will. Um, and you see this card here, it's like a lot of suffering in this figure. Like, I can't take it, I can't handle it, I'm upset about this. And with the reverse going on, it's like the reverse always gives me that energy of retrograde planets, which is I can't handle it, I can't take it, because it's taking so long. The retrograde aspect, which is like something is really drawn out and something is going really in the way that you don't want it to, you know? Like we can't be free. This is the energy coming out. But with the strength card, and with that energy of the whole, you know, bears coming up, the baby bears and the mother bear. Well, the bear energy, it's like, despite all the difficulties, we're going to carry on. And especially when I see here this Nine of Cups next to the Strength card, I get this energy of like, one is public life and one is private life. And you see the Nine of Cups here being in retrograde, being the private life aspect, as well as the King of Cups here in retrograde. In reverse. That whole upside down aspect where Cups is your emotions. And the Nine of Cups, so we have number 9 coming up again, where it's like about relationship with a male. Because that's what it is in astrology. That's why I'm saying that. So the King of Cups as well. It's that strong male energy, but it's like in reverse here. So it's this feeling like with the Strength card that they had to show themselves one way in public. Like, look at this, really sunny, beautiful. It gives a real photo shoot kind of energy, doesn't it? Like celebrities, they go in the public eye and they do photo shoots, and people have to perceive them one way, perceive them as strong, strength, you know, cute. Look at the bears, infinity, you know, like ageless, timeless. Like they have to show themselves one way in public. And then with the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups, it's like in reverse, like actually on the inside we're suffering and we want to communicate together and we want to be together. And we want to protect each other. With that whole protection energy going on, we see all those difficult aspects and things going on. Yeah. So we are gonna look now at their present communication, present relationship between Louis and Harry. So let's ask what is going on with them presently. I feel like we need a little bit more information though, because the feeling that I'm getting here is like, now I think we know it as well, that they have been in relationships with women, and that I believe Louis has a child, isn't it? But yeah, let's see in the present line about their current relationship. Okay, so it says, traveling. Traveling opens my mind and raises my self-development to new levels. So from this card, I get this energy of them being apart with traveling, you know, going different places. Especially I get the whisper in my ear like Harry coming up, like traveling. And I get this feeling of like a world tour, especially I feel it coming up for Harry. Um, I feel Louis being more like set in one place, and then Harry being more in all around the world kind of, and being just like huge, I feel. And I get a vision or a message of him like being on trains, planes, automobiles, and going just everywhere, traveling everywhere all around the world. I see actually, specifically, I see visions of Harry in Japan for some reason. So I don't know if he's been in Japan. Honestly, I don't follow him. I don't follow what he's doing, but I get visions of him in Japan specifically. And by the way, in France, in Paris. So I don't know if any of you know if these locations are significant for him, but yeah, I do get this message. So let's ask for a little bit more information about their current relationship. Okay, let's see. Okay, so spiritual, mental, physical. Spiritual, immediately. Mental, physical. Mental, the way you project yourself, and physical, do it on your own. So, interesting. With the first house energy, and we see these two masks. That's really interesting because we're talking about a relationship between two people. So, first house, the mask, this mask energy coming up. Like, do it on your own. I feel it's very telling. And with the traveling, like, split, I get this like split energy, split up energy. And with the two masks, we see this line here, kind of like coming through. It's like I feel they're kind of broken up in a way, even as friends. I do want to say that I get a message about them like they have tried to remain friends over the years. But I do feel like things are between them, and I feel like it's their own personal lives. I do want to say that again, when I was reading on them, when I was looking and meditating on their photos and getting messages and about them, I do feel like, and now we did see it in the first line also, but I do feel like yes, there was a time when they were together, or when they were in a relationship, and I feel like they were in that relationship partly because they were really big allies to each other against the world essentially. And I want to say also that I get a message right now that the other guys in the band knew it as well, or they felt it. And I get a message as well that executives also knew it, and that they didn't like it, and they thought it wasn't good for the image of the band or of the group. So they forced them to stop. Um, and with that split, it caused a real split between them. And I do feel like they have since moved on, especially Louis, I feel. I feel like he's since moved on to be exclusively with women. But Harry, I want to say that I do get energy from him, which is more something like bisexuality, you can say. But I do feel Harry actually being someone who is more experimental than Louis, and more open and more fluid and more interested in exploring different and deeper aspects of himself, whereas I feel Louis is more reserved, and he is a person who uh, I feel him wanting to be more like a stay-at-home life. Like he's had the fame that he wanted, or he's had enough fame in his life, and now he wants to take more of a backseat. So I feel Harry being the one who is more inclined and just like wants a career as being super famous, being a super famous person. But let's see in the cards now about their present relationship. Okay, Two of Swords in reverse. It's pretty telling that there's a split between them. Six of Pentacles is from the bottom of the deck. So bottom of the deck means the like deep down things going on. And with Six of Pentacles in reverse here, Six is that that Virgo energy, and it can be about superficiality. It can be about it's like Venus energy. Like Venus is the planet of riches and the planet of wealth. And with the Six of Pentacles here in reverse, it seems to me like there could have been a breakup because of some kind of jealousy. Like I'm talking about breakup, like general friendship breakup, and maybe even breakup of the band. I'm not sure, but I get this energy like, and a message which is like, there could have been some big jealousy around money or payments, and I feel it going from Louis to Harry. Like Louis was jealous, or potentially is, because we're looking at right now, is jealous of Harry in a way, and jealous of all the money that he is making or was making. And I feel like it not only comes from Louis himself, but for some reason I feel it like coming from Louis's mother or from his family some way. Like we're not satisfied with how much money this other guy was making. And for that reason, like we don't want to talk too much. I do get a feeling like even though they're not as close as they once were, they do speak sometimes. Or they do want to just like be cordial to each other, or like respectful in a way to each other. So it's like, since it came from the bottom of the deck, it seems like something that is secret and something that is unsaid. So let's see what else comes up. Ace of Cups. With this Ace of Cups, I do get a energy which is like, there's kind of a bittersweetness to the good times that were. I get a message where it's like they both feel that they're not getting younger, and they both know that they're getting older, and that those kind of glory days that they had are gone. But they still need to continue on some way. And I get a message with the Crow coming with the Pentacle here, you know, Crow coming with a little bit of money. Like there can be some things that they do, I feel both of them, that they may do, which are a little bit like just for money. Like, I'm doing this just for the cash. I don't care about putting my soul in it. I don't care about selling my soul. I just need some cash. And my greatest claim to fame is that, you know, I'm famous. I'm famous, so I'm going to use my fame and my face to make myself a little bit more money about something. And I feel there could be something going on with being like a brand ambassador, or like commercial, being a face of a commercial brand or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, I feel that for both of them. But I feel especially for Louis, this energy of like grasping at straws, like, oh, I don't know what I have left going for me, and I need to use the fame that I already have to do something for myself, to get cash for myself, because I can't do much else, or I don't have, yeah, I don't have much else. Okay, what's coming up? World card. Interesting. What else? Ooh, Three of Pentacles. One more. The Moon. Oh, so I get a feeling with these three cards where it's like, I see specifically this Three of Pentacles meaning something, well, for both of them. I feel like Harry, I see him breaking off and doing even more than what he's already done, especially as he gets older. I feel him in acting, especially Harry Styles, for some reason. With the World card, I do get a message, like, in a way, both of them feel like my life is good as it is now. I feel Louis being very like satisfied with what he has actually in his family. Of course, he has that jealousy, and wishing like I could have more. Specifically, I feel like more money in particular. I don't feel Louis like he's very hungry for fame to be super super famous like an Ed Sheeran or anything, but I feel him like, oh, I wish I could have more money. And at the same time, he's like, you know, look at this girl. She's like in the circle, it's like in the frame, and just like dancing. And I get this energy from this card, like dance monkey, you know. And look at this, the pun with the devil horns or with the horns. It's just like playing the flute, like dance for us, monkey. And I get that energy of like Louis having to go out and somehow do something for himself if he wants to get back into show business or into music or some kind of industry like that. I feel it's going to be harder, slightly difficult for him to break out, and he's going to have to like prove himself again. With Harry, I feel this is like he's happy to dance. He's happy to be that monkey dancing. He loves the dancing. He loves being the dancing monkey. I get that energy. Um, and I feel like he's very comfortable with who he is. And with the Three of Pentacles, in a way, I do see wealth building for both of them independently on their own. I do actually feel with the Three of Pentacles, like there could be a future collaboration between the two of them. Something that they might do together. It could be like a One Direction tribute or something like that in the future, potentially. People really loving it. Or I am seeing some kind of maybe like videos that they might put out together. Some big like company interviewing them or something, you know, for whatever magazine or whatever, just asking them questions about themselves and the band or whatever, you know. And with the moon energy here, I do see like there is going to be a greater, further connection between them. Yeah, so since we are looking at the present moment, I do feel like there is a lot of dreaming from both sides. Um, I see both of them thinking about how to develop themselves in their careers and everything. And I feel specifically for Louis, it's he has this family energy around him, and it's like more like stay-at-home energy. So I feel him like wanting to develop those things. You see the houses are here, these two like cottages. So yeah, let's now look at the future. Oh my goodness, guys. It's, oh my goodness, guys, it's Illuminati card. So opening my mind. I open my mind to the love, wisdom, and guidance of the universe, and I will learn to trust again. Oh, interesting. I feel these two guys are going to be really reunited again and just like come back together as strong friends and good friends. And I actually see them like they could be spending holidays together, like family holidays together, like, you know, let's come meet around Christmas with the wife and kids or whatever. Like I get that energy of them having that like brotherly type of connection. Oh my goodness, guys. It's going to feel like a brotherly type of connection on the surface, but underneath, I do get that feeling of like, I remember you as a person that I loved, energy coming up. So it's, I feel like in the future, I do get that feeling like right now they're not having any type of relationship, any type of romantic or any relationship like that right now. But with this card coming up here, opening my mind, I open my mind to the love and wisdom and guidance of the universe, and I will learn to trust again. I do feel like potentially they could come back together in the future in a very kind of secretive way, that probably not even the public eye will notice or see at all. But I do get that feeling like they may meet with each other as family men and potentially be having something behind closed doors. But let's see what else comes up in the cards. Venus. Ooh, in the future. Spiritual, mental, physical. Oh my goodness, guys. Venus. Can it be any more clear? I feel there's gonna be a further love connection between them. So spiritual, the attraction. Mental, pleasure from. Physical, good times. So there's a lot of, in the future, there's going to be this like coming back together because of the memories of those good times and wanting to relive those good times. And I feel this energy of also like truth, just wanting to be true to myself. Like no one else can understand what I went through in that time of my life other than you, is what's coming up. You know what I mean, right? Like between the two of them, they feel that they can deeply understand each other because of the things that they went through. I feel that the things that they went through with One Direction group were actually quite traumatic, with having to be in that industry and so young and just being like transformed practically against their will, I feel. Although I do feel they wanted it, I feel in a way they were like forced to become just archetypes of themselves, like shells of themselves. And I feel like not many other people can understand it. Now, I want to say that I do get a message about them, either one of them or both of them, having connections or friendships or potentially even a relationship with some other young stars. Yeah, so I do get the feeling like they, if they don't now, they will have some kind of group of like, I feel it's like specifically British ex-teen stars or something like that, where it's like only this group of people can truly understand the things that they go through or the things that they went through. But let's look more at the cards now. So what's coming up in their future? 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I saw. This energy of like sharing in the glories of the life that both of them have. I feel them like they're gonna come together kind of like as bros, or like bring their two families together, because I do see both of them like eventually having families of their own. Now I think Louis may already have it. I'm not sure about Harry, but I do see them like wanting to meet together, like have a garden party, have like celebrate holidays together, just really be like brothers in that way. And maybe even closer. Let's see. 9 of Pentacles also is similar, you know? That whole energy of like sharing our wealth together. I feel like they could actually be going on vacations together in the future, or investing in something together, or potentially actually even buying property together, or doing something very big in that way together with their money. It's interesting. I feel this energy of them, they're going to share money somehow. They may buy some kind of property where it's like they want to live there together, like with their families as well. It's something like that. I get that energy. Something to watch out for in the coming years, I suppose. The Devil. Interesting. 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands to me says secret actions, and the Devil is like, I feel there's still some kind of underlying desire. So it's the future. We're looking at the future line now, but I feel this kind of underlying desire. And 8 of Wands is like secret. So I feel like in the future there can be resurgence of that those feelings like secret attraction and these kind of things coming up together. Let's see what else comes up. Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Oh my goodness, guys. It's Eight of Pentacles. So potentially secret things that they're doing together with their money, with their assets. We have 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Who would have thought? With that Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it does give me that retrograde planet energy where it's like, I feel that things can be moving slowly with whatever projects they invest in together. I do get a message as well, like the two of them together may come together and work on some kind of product line, like clothing, or I see specifically more like clothing. Like it could even just be something as simple as t-shirts or maybe shoes, by the way. But I feel like they could be collaborating on that with designers and other people, like, and putting their money and heads together working on that. So I do feel like they could be doing something as business partners together in the future. And what else? One more. Seven of Wands in reverse. Well, as you know, number 7 is that house of relationship and like partnership. With the reverse, though, I will say that I do feel like it's going to be a slow moving thing. It's going to be a hidden thing, and it won't be seen much in the public eye. I feel like whatever emotions they have for each other, if, you know, and when they resurge, the public is not going to see much about it. But I do feel like these two are going to have a lifelong relationship in a way where it's like they will at least know each other, they will at least meet each other, and they will at least be friends to each other and support each other. Now, I'm not a huge fan of them, so I'm not sure if there's really a break going on right now. I mean, that's what the cards are saying. Maybe you, the viewer, knows better if you really follow them, if you really know what's going on. But just what the cards are saying for the present moment is like, I feel them, they're in their separate directions at the moment. With the Moon card, it's like, I feel them like they have a dream to be back together or like be closer to each other again, you know. And then with the future line, I do feel like that can happen in the future. So, I mean, take this reading as you will. This is what the cards have said. Yeah, guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this reading, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And by the way, I do take the requests from viewer requests seriously. As you see, I have done this reading, and despite not really knowing much about these two personalities. Yeah, so please, if there is any request that you have on any celebrity or world situation, world events, I do take your requests seriously, and I would like to hear from you. So, again, thank you. Please, everyone, stay in love, stay in light, and I wish you all the best. Till next time, bye.